The oldest evidence of Cucurbita pepo pumpkin is fragments found in Mexico that are dated between 7000 and 5500 BC. Pumpkins and other squash species, alongside maize and beans, feature in the Three Sisters method of companion planting practiced by many North American indigenous societies. Although larger modern pumpkin cultivars are typically excluded as their weight may damage the other crops. Within decades after Europeans began colonizing North America, illustrations of pumpkins similar to the modern cultivars small sugar pumpkin and Connecticut field pumpkin were published in Europe. A pumpkin is a vernacular term for mature winter squash of species and varieties in the genus Cucurbita that has culinary and cultural significance but no agreed upon botanical or scientific meaning. The term pumpkin is sometimes used interchangeably with squash or winter squash, and is commonly used for cultivars of Cucurbita argyrosperma, Cucurbita ficifolia, Cucurbita maxima, Cucurbita moschata, and Cucurbita pepo. Native to North America, northeastern Mexico and the southern United States, C. pepo pumpkins are one of the oldest domesticated plants, having been used as early as 7000 to 5500 BC. Today, pumpkins of varied species are widely grown for food, as well as for aesthetic and recreational purposes. The pumpkin's thick shell contains edible seeds and pulp. Pumpkin pie, for instance, is a traditional part of Thanksgiving meals in Canada and the United States, and pumpkins are frequently carved as jack-o'-lanterns for decoration around Halloween, although commercially canned pumpkin puree and pumpkin pie fillings are usually made of different pumpkin varieties from those used for jack-o'-lanterns. An alternate derivation for pumpkin is the Massachusetts word popukin, meaning, grows fourth round. This term would likely have been used by the Wampanoag people, who speak the Wampanoag dialect of Massachusetts, when introducing pumpkins to English pilgrims at Plymouth Colony, located in present-day Massachusetts. The English word squash is also derived from a Massachusetts word, variously transcribed as ask-tasquash, ashkate-tasquash, or, in the closely related Narragansett language, askutasquash. Researchers have noted that the term pumpkin and related terms like iote and calabaza are applied to a range of winter squash with varying size and shape. The term tropical pumpkin is sometimes used for pumpkin cultivars of the species Cucurbita moschata. Pumpkin fruits are a type of botanical berry known as a pepo. Characteristics commonly used to define pumpkin include smooth and slightly ribbed skin, and deep yellow to orange color. White, green, and other pumpkin colors also exist. While C. pepo pumpkins generally weigh between 3 and 8 kilograms, 6 and 18 pounds, giant pumpkins can exceed a ton in mass. Most are varieties of Cucurbita maxima, and were developed through the efforts of botanical societies and enthusiast farmers. Most parts of the pumpkin plant are edible, including the fleshy shell, the seeds, the leaves, and the flowers. When ripe, the pumpkin can be boiled, steamed, or roasted. Pumpkins that are immature may be eaten as summer squash. In North America, pumpkins are an important part of the traditional autumn harvest, eaten mashed and making its way into soups and purees. Often, pumpkin flesh is made into pie, various kinds of which are a traditional staple of the Canadian and American Thanksgiving holidays. Pumpkin puree is sometimes prepared and frozen for later use. A 2003 review of United States processing and canning practices noted that the most common commercially canned pumpkin varieties were Connecticut field pumpkin, Dickinson pumpkin, Kentucky field pumpkin, Boston marrow, and golden. Delicious. In the Middle East, pumpkin is used for sweet dishes. A well-known sweet delicacy is called halawa yaktan. In the Indian subcontinent, pumpkin is cooked with butter, sugar, and spices in a dish called kaddu ka halwa. Pumpkin is used to make sambar in Udupi cuisine. In Australia and New Zealand, pumpkin is often roasted in conjunction with other vegetables. In Japan, small pumpkins are served in savory dishes, including tempura. In Myanmar, pumpkins are used in both cooking and desserts candied. In Thailand, small pumpkins are steamed with custard inside and served as a dessert. In Vietnam, pumpkins are commonly cooked in soups with pork or shrimp. In Italy, it can be used with cheeses as a savory stuffing for ravioli. In western and central Kenya, pumpkin flesh is usually boiled or steamed. Pumpkin is used in both alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages. Association of pumpkins with harvest time and pumpkin pie at Canadian and American Thanksgiving reinforce its iconic role. Starbucks turned this association into marketing with its pumpkin spice latte, introduced in 2003. This has led to a notable trend in pumpkin and spice flavored food products in North America. In the southwestern United States and Mexico, pumpkin and squash flowers are a popular and widely available food item. They may be used to garnish dishes, or dredged in a batter then fried in oil. In Guangxi Province, China, the leaves of the pumpkin plant are consumed as a cooked vegetable or in soups. Korean cuisine makes use of pumpkin leaves, usually of C. moschata varieties. Pumpkin leaves are a popular vegetable in the western and central regions of Kenya. They are called savive, and are an ingredient of mukimo. Pumpkin leaves are also eaten in Zambia, where they are called chibwabwa and are boiled and cooked with groundnut paste as a side dish. Pumpkin seeds, also known as pepitas, are edible and nutrient-rich. They are about 1.5 centimeters long, flat, asymmetrically oval, light green in color and usually covered by a white husk, although some pumpkin varieties produce seeds without them. Pumpkin seeds are a popular snack that can be found hulled or semi-hulled at grocery stores. Per ounce serving, pumpkin seeds are a good source of protein, magnesium, copper and zinc. In Myanmar, the seeds are a popular sunflower seed substitute. Pumpkin seeds are popular with Kenyan children, who roast them on a pan before eating them. Pumpkin seed oil is a thick oil pressed from roasted seeds that appears red or green in color. When used for cooking or as a salad dressing, pumpkin seed oil is generally mixed with other oils because of its robust flavor. Pumpkin seed oil contains fatty acids, such as oleic acid and alpha-linolenic acid. Pumpkins have been used as folk medicine by Native Americans to treat intestinal worms and urinary ailments, and this Native American remedy was adopted by American doctors in the early 19th century as an anthelmintic for the expulsion of worms. In Germany and southeastern Europe, seeds of sea pepo were also used as folk remedies to treat irritable bladder and benign prostatic hyperplasia. Pumpkin seed meal from Cucurbita maxima and Cucurbita moschata have been demonstrated to improve the nutrition of eggs for human consumption, and Cucurbita pepo seed has successfully been used in place of soybean in chicken feed. In the United States, the carved pumpkin was first associated with the harvest season in general, long before it became an emblem of Halloween. The practice of carving produce for Halloween originated from an Irish myth about a man named Stingy Jack. The practice of carving pumpkin jack-o'-lanterns for the Halloween season developed from a traditional practice in Ireland as well as Scotland and other parts of the United Kingdom of carving lanterns from the turnip, mangelwurzel, or Swede rutabaga. These vegetables continue to be popular choices today as carved lanterns in Scotland and Northern Ireland, although the British purchased 1 million pumpkins for Halloween in 2004, reflecting the spread of pumpkin carving in the United Kingdom. Immigrants to North America began using the native pumpkins for carving, which are both readily available and much larger, making them easier to carve than turnips. Not until 1837 does jack-o'-lantern appear as a term for a carved vegetable lantern, and the Carved Pumpkin Lantern Association with Halloween is recorded in 1866. In 1900, an article on Thanksgiving entertaining recommended a lit jack-o'-lantern as part of the festivities that encourage kids and families to join together to make their own jack-o'-lanterns. The traditional American pumpkin used for jack-o'-lanterns is the Connecticut field variety. Kentucky field pumpkin is also among the pumpkin cultivars grown specifically for jack-o'-lantern carving. Pumpkin chunking is a competitive activity in which teams build various mechanical devices designed to throw a pumpkin as far as possible. Catapults, trebuchets, ballistas and air cannons are the most common mechanisms. Growers of giant pumpkins often compete to grow the most massive pumpkins. Festivals may be dedicated to the pumpkin in these competitions. In the United States, the town of Half Moon Bay, California, holds an annual art and pumpkin festival, including the world champion Pumpkin Way Off.